Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Inks and I'm from IGS Electronics. Today we're going to be looking at setting up analog output for our ATV320 drive. The reason I'm making this video because it's the little project I'm working on, and one of them is actually for the next video. Setting up analog output that is going to be outputting our 0 to 20, I think 4 to 20 or 0 to 20, I'm not sure, I haven't decided which one I'm going to do yet. Milliamps, and I want to show you the videos of how to the ATV320 output can be set up. As you can see in here, it's just quickly printed out some small page for you for analog output alone in here, and options are a lot. Schneider ATV drive is worth every penny for it, so they have done a lot of work for it, and you can do quite a bit with it. So yes, that's what I'm going to do today. So I'll show you how it's done, what I'm doing and why am I doing, and try to talk you through some of the options and availabilities and what each thing does. So hopefully it will help you out for your next upcoming project or something in the future. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today. So without further ado, let's get started. So to get ourselves started from the very beginning, as I said already, the output in here, this is the analog output in here, which is going to be a IQ1 in here and a COM. This is pretty much what we're going to be using, even though I'm using this COM for something else, but this is like a common COM for all of them. So these two, this is analog output in here. By default, it's turned off, so we need to turn it on first. So as you can see, there's I printed out the manual, as I mentioned already. And as soon as you turn on, as you can see, the options that this output can work with. There's sort of a function of what this output can output. So what this output can send to you for you to monitor, and you can ask him what within the drive you would like to measure. So you can see in there, we are going to be working in the next video motor frequency. So it's output frequency from 0 to max frequency, whatever you're set into the drive. So we'll output this signal 0 to 20 milliamps. 0 would be a 0, and 20 will be your maximum frequency, whatever you have set up within the drive. In our case, that's going to be 50. And as you can see, there's a whole lot of other things you can put out, monitor and output via the output analog output itself, and that's including these guys in here. So it's function blocks. I believe this is to do with internal PLC. I don't know, don't quote me on it, but I believe that's to do with that. But there's a PIDBR, motor power, voltage, thermal 2, 3. So it's a lot. As you can see, these options is all available for you to configure with the output. So, and also as well, you have a internal switch, which is within the system, to select between voltage and current. And also in here, as you can see in here, you can set up what ranges you will be working. By default is 0 to 20 milliamps. This is what is going to be outputting towards whatever you are selecting here. So and also voltage as well. And also what you can do, you can scale up. For me to be more easily to more or less explain the scaling in a minute, how the scaling would work, I will set that up. We'll set this up in a minute, and we're going to test out with our meter in here to see how that would really work. Let me just turn off because we are running out of battery. So yeah, that's what we're doing there. So the first thing, let's turn the bad boy on. So it's going to be the reference. Then we're going to go all the way to config full. And then we're going to go all the way to I/O, and then we're going to go I/O1. There we go. So by clicking on it, it's going to take you into the, as you can see in here, it shows as A01 or the A01, I don't know. So by clicking on it, as you can see, it says no. So as I said, by default, it is off. So as soon as you start moving, it's going to start telling you choose the options. So I will monitor. I want my output to output my range of frequencies. So I say OFR. So clicking on it, and you are done. So now once the frequency will be 0, it will be 0 milliamps in here. And if it's 50, which is my set maximum, it will be outputting 20 milliamps. So so that's set up there. So we say by default, as you can see in here, by default it's set to current. If you want voltage, just go all the way down to, I think it's the next one, yeah. And in here, you just set up, that's for volts and that's for amps. So I'm going to keep it on milliamps. So the next one, it's our minimum current. No. So where are we? So we moved in there. So minimum current is 0. and the maximum is 20. That can, as you can see, can be configured to your likings. Again, if you are working and having any issues about what's going on with the feedbacks and things like that, it's a good way to start to check out how this system's been set up at the very beginning. So we're going to leave it at that. So let's get out now. So I'm not sure you've been watching my previous videos where we already had this HMI in here, which has been set to send a frequency for the drive to run. So what we're going to do in here, let's put that in here like that and go all the way to milliamps. So let's start up the drive. So we're going to start up the drive and measure what's coming out here. As you can see, we are getting 20 milliamps. Let me just swap the probes around to get a plus. So okay, you see we are getting 20 milliamps, and that's according to the frequency that it is output. So let's say if it's going to be 40 frequency, it's going to be 16 milliamps. If it's going to be a 25, it's going to be 10 milliamps. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully you are getting the gist. So this is very good. If you will, in the next video we're going to be playing with analog output for analog inputs for this PLC. I'll show you where I'm going to be using that. So let's have a quick look at it about this scaling. So let's say your drive is working on some form of a pressure sensor, and your drive is receiving this information, and then you need to output and do something else. Again, there's so many different things, so that's why I'm not going to mention the specific applications. But you say, you don't when the 0 to 20 is coming in, whatever 0 from the let's say pressure sensor, whatever that analog input. You say, I don't want to work with let's say if the pressure sensor is a 0 to 2 bar. So I don't want to work with 0 to 1. I want the scaling itself, or measuring the outputting starting from a 1 to a 2 bars. You just ignore the first one. So that's where the scaling comes in very handy. So if you go into config, full, and they go all the way to I/O. So quickly I'll show you how that would work, not to drag this video on, because it's very good when you are trying to set up your pumps and whatever you are also usually using HVAC, but if you are, it's very good. So I believe you can do that as well for the analog inputs as well. So and then go into that one. No, we don't want to do that one. Let's just leave that and go all the way down to. So this is this part in here. So you can see scaling, analog output, minimum. So say minimum, we want to start measuring, let's say 50%, that'll be easiest to understand. Start measuring only when you have received, when the frequency in here has reached 25, only then start doing our first milliamp out. So it will be rather than going from 0 to 50 will be a 0 to 20 milliamps, or in our case now is going to be on 25 to 50 will be 0 to 20 milliamps. So that's what scaling is very good. And you can scale down to any group. So let's say you can put the maximum as well if you wish, and you can basically, if you want to work with let's say from half a bar to let's say 1.5 bar, whatever, and you want to work within that range, that's what the scaling is really good at. So let's have a look how that works in real life. So let's turn it on. So 25 now, we should be outputting. It's just this way. Should be outputting 0. It's a half of it. So you can see my meter is outputting now only nothing. Well, it's nothing, yeah. So, and as soon as we go into 30, as you can see, oh my, not hitting it properly. There we go, and it is a 4 milliamps. As you can see, he started the measuring from 25 all the way to 50. So let's show a little bit more. 45. As you can see, my 45 now is 16 milliamps, and my 50, as it was before, is going to be 20 milliamps. But as soon as I go back to 25, it's nothing. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's what that scaling can do. And obviously, you can tell him to measure. If you say you want to measure all the way to 45 hertz, and that would be 20 milliamp. Just set your higher, the maximum scaling, to whatever the percentage that will work out. And that, ladies and gentlemen, which is it this camera, no, this camera. Here we go. Now, ladies and gentlemen, will do for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked it, and I hope it is giving you some good knowledge and understanding how that works. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video.